So should you involve a partner in a business? And by that I mean a business partner. This is a question that I actually get a lot, and I had one I was actually just reading this morning just before, and this is why I want to make the video now on this. Business partners are tricky because the kind of questions you want to run through your head are, what is that person bringing to the table that I don't personally have? I've seen, a lot of the times I've seen partnerships form and then fail is because they both kind of have the same abilities and they're both lacking in the same abilities, and that's very dangerous. So, you know, when you bring a partner into a business, you really want to think about, what am I lacking in terms of being able to grow this business, and does this business partner have those abilities? These are important things to note when you're first starting out. Then when you're on about actually creating the partnership, for goodness sake, define the roles. Define the roles very, very, uniquely. So, if your partner is kind of a financial whiz and you are kind of a sales whiz, then draw those lines within the company, okay? The financial whiz could be the CFO. I mean, it's got to be defined out like that. However, make no bones about it, no one can jointly run businesses. Somebody at the end of the day is going to have to make a decision. And the problem with partnerships that I have seen is that both partners think they ultimately have the final say, that they ultimately know better than the other partner, and that's where problems run into. So, even if you're a genius at sales and your partner is a genius in the financial aspect, somebody's going to have to ultimately rule when you both have views of the same thing. So maybe it might be going into a new market, which is sales, but in order to enter that market, it's going to require financing. So the partner's involved as well. Well, somebody's going to have to make that choice, because he might go, or she might go, this is a bad idea, we can't afford it as a company, and you're going, well, this is going to make the company grow. Now there's a difference of opinion. And so this is why it's important right at the beginning to define out those roles and make it very clear who has the final say. Now, what I would say is that if it is your business and you started it out and then you bring a partner in, you are the controlling element. Have your divided areas of the company by all means, but you will make the final decision. If you are a partner that's being pulled in by somebody else, please understand that that person who's pulling you in, it's their decision at the end of the day. And you have to reconcile where you would sit in that. So, and so often in businesses, because people are desperate to launch, they go in as 50-50 partners, and maybe they both put the same amount of money in. That doesn't give you both the ability to basically overrule the other one, right? And that's where partnerships fall apart. And we've all heard about it. I mean, it's like partnerships end up because partners can't go on it. I had a client once. He was one of 3 partners. Okay, so there were 3 of them. Ultimately, the one didn't want to go the same direction as the other 2. The other 2, he actually ended up buying out the other 2, and but as a result, he is lacking some of the skills that the other 2 brought to the table, and the company's struggling. So it is important when you're dealing with partners to very clearly define what their roles are and the limits of those roles, and also to make sure that you both understand who has the final say. If you've ever been involved in a partnership, I've actually been involved in a partnership twice. It was an absolute disaster. This was way back when I was in my early 20s. I will never do it again, never done it since. I'm interested to know in the comments if you guys have ever been in partnerships, or if you're currently in one and it's working very well, how do you make it work? Okay, because that's how I see that it actually works in examples that I've come across. If you've got something outside of that, please let me know as well. All right, thanks.